Most people think a pay raise should make life easier. More income should mean less stress. More income should mean more savings. More income should mean more freedom. But for a lot of people, the opposite happens. The paycheck gets bigger, but the bank account feels smaller. The salary number goes up, but the pressure does not go down. And after a few months, the raise almost disappears. Not because the raise was fake, not because you are bad with money, but because income is not the same thing as wealth. That one sentence explains why so many people earn more money and still feel broke. Here's the trap. When your income rises, your lifestyle usually rises faster. You tell yourself the upgrade is reasonable. You worked hard. You deserve to breathe a little. You deserve better food, better clothes, better transportation, a better apartment, a better phone, and a little more comfort. None of these choices look dangerous by themselves. That is exactly why they are dangerous. One nicer dinner is not the problem. One better coffee is not the problem. One weekend trip is not the problem. The real problem is when temporary upgrades turn into permanent bills. Because once a new bill becomes part of your normal life, it does not feel like spending anymore. It feels like survival. The first rule is simple. You do not get richer when your income rises. You get richer when the gap between your income and your spending rises. That gap is your real financial oxygen. If you make $10,000 a month and spend $9,800, you are not rich. You are busy. You are one surprise away from stress. You are living inside a very expensive routine. But if you make $6,000 a month and keep $2,000, you have options. You have breathing room. You have time. You have a small shield between your life and the next problem. The raise only matters if part of it survives. If every extra dollar gets assigned to a new bill, the raise did not increase your freedom. It only increased the size of your lifestyle. Let us make this very simple. Imagine your income goes from $10,000 to $12,000 a month. That sounds like a 20% raise. It feels like a major improvement. But then your rent goes up. You upgrade your car. You eat out more often. You add subscriptions. You start using your credit card more casually. Now your spending goes from $7,000 to $9,500. Before the raise, you had $3,000 left. After the raise, you have $2,500 left. On paper, your income went up. In real life, your freedom went down. That's why a raise can make you feel poorer. You're not imagining it. Your cash flow actually got tighter. Lifestyle creep is not loud. It does not usually look like a reckless decision. It looks like a small upgrade. It looks like a better apartment because the old one felt too small. It looks like a car payment because the old car was annoying. It looks like food delivery because you are tired after work. It looks like a nicer phone because you use it every day. It looks like a gym membership, a streaming service, a cloud storage plan, an app subscription, and a few small monthly payments that seem harmless. But the math is not harmless. The moment spending becomes automatic, it becomes invisible. And invisible spending is the easiest spending to ignore. You do not feel the full cost when you sign up. You feel it months later, when your paycheck arrives and there is almost nothing left. Most people blame themselves for small purchases. They think the problem is coffee, snacks, delivery, or random shopping. Sometimes those things matter. But the heavier problem is usually fixed cost, rent, car payment, insurance, debt payment, subscriptions, minimum credit card payments, phone plans, personal loans. Fixed costs are dangerous because they arrive before you make a new decision. You do not wake up each month and choose them again. They are already waiting for you. That is why a person can earn more money and still feel trapped. The raise was real, but the raise was captured by fixed obligations. There is another reason pay raises disappear: status. When your income rises, your idea of normal changes. The things you used to see as luxuries start to feel reasonable. Then they start to feel deserved. Then they start to feel necessary. That is the trap. The danger is not wanting a better life. The danger is letting every better thing become the new minimum. Once luxury becomes normal, it stops giving you happiness, but it keeps sending you the bill. This is why lifestyle upgrades have to be chosen slowly. Not because comfort is wrong. Comfort is not the enemy. Automatic comfort is the enemy. Debt makes the pay raise trap even stronger. When you finance a lifestyle upgrade, you are not only spending today's money, you are spending future paychecks. A car loan is not just a car, it is a claim on your future income. A credit card balance is not just old shopping, it is a monthly tax on your next paycheck. A personal loan is not just access to cash, it is a payment that will be waiting for you before you even decide what you want this month. That is why debt can make a raise feel pointless. The new income arrives, and the old decisions take it first. A raise is not proof that you are richer. A raise is a test. It tests whether your habits can stay smaller than your income. It tests whether you can delay lifestyle upgrades. It tests whether you can separate happiness from status. It tests whether you can protect new money before the world gives it a job. Most people fail this test because they treat the raise like permission. Permission to upgrade, permission to relax, permission to stop looking at the numbers. But the strongest move is the opposite. Treat the raise like a fragile asset. If you protect it early, it can change your life. If you spend it early, it becomes part of the background noise. Here is a practical rule. After a raise, do not upgrade your fixed lifestyle for 3 months. No bigger rent, no new car payment, no new long-term subscription stack, no new expensive routine. For 3 months, live as if the raise has not happened yet. This rule does 2 things. First, it shows you whether the raise is stable. Second, it shows you how much of the raise can actually survive. If the extra income keeps disappearing during those 3 months, you have found the leak. If the extra income stays in your account, you have found your opportunity. The 3-month rule is not about punishment. It's about measurement. Because you cannot protect money you cannot see. If you only track one number after a raise, track this. How much of the raise did you keep? Not how much did you earn. Not how much was your salary. Not how impressive the new number sounds. How much did you keep? If your monthly income increased by $2,000 and you saved $1,200, you kept 60% of the raise. That is powerful. If your monthly income increased by $2,000 and you saved $0, you kept 0%. That is the warning sign. This number tells the truth. It cuts through emotion. It cuts through status. It cuts through the story you tell yourself. The question is not, did I get a raise? The question is, did my freedom increase? The best way to protect a raise is to build a firewall around it before it hits your lifestyle. Here is a simple version. First, automatically move part of the raise out of your spending account. Second, do not attach the full raise to a new monthly bill. Third, use part of it to reduce expensive debt if you have it. Fourth, let yourself enjoy a small piece of it on purpose. If your plan is too strict, you will probably quit. The goal is not to live like nothing changed forever. The goal is to make sure something actually changed for your future. A raise should improve your life, but it should not only improve your spending, it should also improve your options. Before you upgrade anything after a raise, ask one question. Does this create a one-time cost or a permanent bill? That question can save you a lot of stress. A one-time celebration is easy to understand. You know the price. You pay it once. It ends. A permanent bill is different. It follows you. It becomes part of next month, and the month after that, and the month after that. This is why a small monthly payment can be more dangerous than a large one-time purchase. The monthly payment does not feel big, but it changes the structure of your life. And once your structure gets heavy, every paycheck feels smaller. Getting richer is not just earning more. It is having more control. More control over your time. More control over emergencies. More control over your choices. More control over whether you can say no. That is why cash flow matters more than image. That is why savings matter more than salary screenshots. That is why a raise only counts if it creates room in your life. If your income rises, but your choices shrink, something is wrong. If your income rises, but your stress rises too, something is wrong. If your income rises, but every month still feels like survival, the problem is probably not the raise. The problem is what captured the raise. So the next time your income goes up, do not ask, "What can I buy now?" Ask, "How much of this can I keep?" Do not rush to upgrade your fixed costs. Do not let a better paycheck become a heavier life. Give the raise 90 days. Watch the gap. Protect the part that can stay. Because the goal is not to look richer for a few months. The goal is to become harder to break. Wealth is what gives you options. And if your raise does not give you more options, it was not really a raise. It was just a bigger machine for the same stress.